Wisdom literature, wisdom and poetry. The books of poetry include the Psalms and Song of Solomon. The wisdom books are Job, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, the Wisdom of Solomon, and Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus. This does not mean all poetry in the Bible is found in Psalms and Songs of Solomon, nor all wisdom is found in only 5 books. Poetry abounds in the Torah and the prophets. Much of the wisdom literature is written in poetic form. On the other hand, wisdom is also found throughout the Bible. The Psalms. The Psalms were the hymn book and prayer book of the Second Temple and continue to be used in the same way by the Jewish community today. Traditionally, the Psalms were ascribed to David, but a reading of the subheads shows that there are several collections of poems, including many by David, but also collections credited to the sons of Korah, to Asaph, to Solomon, even to Moses. There are also many kinds of psalms, just as there are many types of hymns in the modern hymnal. There are songs of praise and thanksgiving, song of ascent which were sung going up to the temple, royal psalms, prayers, laments, and so on. The Psalms are one of the favorite books for Christians, and many of the biblical passages that are most meaningful come from the Psalms. Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon is a collection of love poems which are beautiful expressions of human love and its best. They remain as that God is present in all of life. Wisdom literature takes several different forms. Sometimes it is short sayings on how to cope with life. The theme is usually how virtue can triumph over wrong. Sometimes wisdom takes the form of riddles, or wisdom can be reflections on the meaning of life or on the life of faith, what we might call philosophy. The heart of wisdom literature is a theology of creation and life. God has made the world and everything in it. We can learn something about God and life by observing nature, because God is in it and all life. We are called to live joyfully as well as responsibly. A great deal of wisdom literature deals with how to live the good life, that is, the life God approves. The book of Job. Job begins with the undeserved suffering of the patriarch Job and reflects on the meaning of suffering and God's relationship to one who suffers unjustly. Job suffers most because he refuses to deny his own integrity or the integrity of God. The Proverbs. Proverbs is a collection of sayings about how to live the good life. It also contains the great passage on the personification of wisdom as God's handmaid, delighting in the work of creation, chapter 8, verse 22 to 31, and chapter 9. Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes reads almost like a diary of a spiritual journal. The author deals with ultimate question of life and death while talking about the routines of daily life. He reflects on what his life has meant for youth to old age and how God has played a part in that life. The wisdom of Solomon. The wisdom of Solomon teaches that the wicked may seem to prosper, but they face a future judgment. The righteous live forever. The book uses wisdom to help Jews face persecution and resist the temptation of a pagan culture. Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, was written about 180 BC in Jerusalem. It is a book about ethics in public and private life. The true measure of character is in virtue rather than money. It relates wisdom to the Torah and to worship. Amen.